Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Erling Grotz. Some of you have stated to me that this is your favorite map. We will be continuing this in Farm Sim 22, so have no fears. Erling Grotz will continue. So right now it's about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and our grass is ready to mow. Should get a nice yield this time. I'm trying to think. I don't think we need anything right now. We should have plenty of hay. Yeah, we got lots of straw. I wouldn't say plenty of hay, but we've got enough for several days. But we can grow the grass again. Anyway, I don't think we need any silage. We got all these bales of silage, plus we're still going through this pile. So we got plenty of silage to use. And so things are going well. So we're going to grab our mountain tractor here and get it set up for mowing. So we're going to go ahead and put all this stuff down. Do I not have anything? Oh, look at that. Okay. I'm going to clean up the cow mess. So we got the rigid track. So everyone's getting excited about Farm Sim 22. Whenever I stream, I get people coming in from the channel saying, "Hey, Arthur, are you excited about Farm Sim 22? Yes. The answer is yes. I'm super excited about it. Can't wait to have actual industry on the maps. That's going to make things really cool. And I think we can also do some multi-sim. It'll actually be conducive to that because we will make products on the map and then deliver them around Europe or America, wherever we're making the products, and that will make for a cool series. So we'll have fun doing that. Lots of cool new equipment coming to Farm Sim. I saw pictures of new vintage John Deere stuff. New John Deere stuff. Lots of new Zetter tractors. They've got once again, we'll have the Major, the Proxima, and the Forterra, and then we'll also they'll all be the new versions, like the latest versions of those tractors. A lot of cool orchard tractors for the grapes and olives that are coming to the game. So we're going to have Landini. Looks like we're going to have McCormick and maybe some other brands coming in for care of the grapes and the olives. That's pretty neat stuff. Along with, obviously, the New Holland grape harvester. Somebody asked an interesting question on my channel. Is there a harvester that harvests corn on the cob? And the answer is yes. Can you hold on for a second? My door, somebody's knocking. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Sorry. We are in the process of refinancing my house so that I can get my ex-wife off my loan. She wants off, and we want her off. Because, when you sign a loan, she's already signed a quitclaim, but even if you do that, you're still the loan place, of course, wants to hold you responsible for the loan. So that if something happens to the other person, they can come after you. Don't be pressing buttons. Hermione, get down. Sorry about that. She just jumped on my recording button and turned the stream will be back soon sign on. That was my dog. Hermione, come here. I think I scared her. She's but a pup. A naughty pup, nonetheless, but a pup. Oh my gosh, it is so nice to be able to mow this in a wide swath. And this is the first time I think I've mowed with this mower. Nah, maybe not. But it is nice to be able to actually mow and get this done quickly instead of having to do it for like 3 days straight. It'll be the same when it's time to upgrade the harvester. I'm not sure what we're going to buy yet, but it'll be nice to upgrade to a bigger harvester. Not that the Nova's a bad harvester, but when we buy that next field, I think that's one of the things that we're going to kind of have to factor into the price because we've got our bigger seeder now, so we can maintain the field fairly quickly, but to harvest it, it's still going to take a long time with that little harvester. So maybe we got to take a loan out. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see. So anyway, we have the inspector was here to look at the property, and so I had to let him into the yard, and then I showed him around a little bit so we can see where the property line was, because we've had it surveyed before. So I was kind of like, it will help you to know that these things are here. So I showed him around a little bit, and then came back in here, and now I'm a sweaty mess because I also did a bunch of chores while I was out there. My wife has chickens, and they were out of water. They had knocked their water thing over, so I had to refill it, clean it, and then the ducks needed water, so I gave the ducks some water. Yeah, so we have some real-life farm animals. You know, I really, honestly, maybe starting next week, I'll get some footage of them. So my wife has been incubating chickens in their eggs, and then they hatch, and we get little babies out, and then they're going into a couple coops that we have. She also bought some mandarin ducks. We've talked a little bit about that on stream, and they're really cute. They're juveniles, and she's going to try to have mandarin ducks. They're kind of a hot item because they're fairly endangered. Now, I don't know that it really helps nature much to have them in captivity, but it does keep the species going. So they're pretty sought after, actually. And mandarin duck eggs, a set of 6 eggs goes for about $250 because they only lay eggs once a year. And then like grown mature ducks go for about $150 a piece. And then if they're white, they're even more expensive, like $350 per duck. So it's an interesting thing that scarcity, of course, just like anything, supply and demand. But they are unfortunately endangered because obviously China has, grown and grown and grown, and they don't really have many rules about where they build factories. They just kind of do it, cut forests down and stuff, and they're not careful. I like the company that I probably respect the most is Taylor Guitars. They are very careful about how they get their wood. Obviously, they source suppliers, but they help their suppliers replant the forests that they're using for the trees or for the guitars. I mean, and they don't take much wood. They'll only buy like 1 or 2 trees from these people a year, and they get a lot of money for those trees. Like we're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars for some of them. And they just very carefully select a couple trees, and then they help replant hundreds for the one that they took. So they're trying to help these companies be sustainable. Because what's happening, this is a scary thing for people that like guitars. They're becoming more and more scarce. The woods that we use for guitars is becoming more and more scarce. It has come to the point now where starting as of 2020, I believe, maybe 2021 spring, you can no longer have rosewood on guitars or rosewood sales. So, and that includes all species of rosewood, not just Brazilian. They've now capped the weight. I think it's like 20 pounds of wood. So if you're traveling with a guitar as a musician that has rosewood, it's okay unless you have like 20 guitars that have rosewood. But if you have one acoustic guitar that's made of rosewood, it's okay. But if you try to travel with it across some borders, you may or may not be able to bring it if you have more than 20 pounds worth of rosewood. So it has become, like these rosewood guitars. I'm glad I got mine when I got it because you won't be able to get them pretty soon. So they're looking for alternative woods like walnut, cherry wood, like they use cherry for some. They've tried for guitars. And cherry sounds pretty good actually. Most spruce is grown, I think, in Germany and the United States, so that's not as much of a problem because we're already doing pretty heavy like careful planting practices. So they cut a couple trees, they plant more, so that wood is available. So spruce is continuing on, but woods like mahogany also, and their cousins like African mahogany and stuff like that, those are starting to become embargo woods, and so it's going to be very difficult to build guitars with traditional woods. So that's coming just around the corner, so be ready. And once again, I think, like I said, I think the rosewood thing already went into play, and you are no longer allowed to get rosewood. So there won't be that many rosewood guitars anymore. Now, a lot of these guitar companies have stock, so they have, probably enough rosewood to make another 20 or 30 years worth of rosewood guitars. It's not as scary as it sounds, but they can't get new rosewood in. So like once they're done, unless we've been responsible over the next 30 years and carefully replanted some of these places, those are still going to be on the endangered list. Anyway, it all goes back to the ducks. The ducks are endangered, so because their habitats have been destroyed. So the duck population is pretty down as far as the mandarin duck is concerned. And so people in America are buying them up and not necessarily releasing them into the wild because they won't survive, but we are, people are growing them and keeping them in flocks, and so there are, hopefully they're going to be around for a while as we keep the breed. And eventually maybe we can work it out with China to be able to re-release some of these ducks, but in America, obviously, you can't really get the ducks to China very easily. It's expensive and maybe not so safe for the ducks, but hopefully the species will be kept alive. They're absolutely beautiful. If you haven't seen a male mandarin duck, I recommend that you look it up on Google. They're stunningly beautiful animals, and they're cute. Quack, quack. So anyway, and then my wife also we have I am Samani chickens, and it's I am like Siam, it's not like I am like we are. It's AYAM, not I space am. So they're I am Samanis. They're all black. They have black wattles, and they have like a black comb, black legs, black eyes, black beaks. They're just completely black chickens. They're like Black Chicken, my friend who plays World of Tanks. They're so cool looking. And then we have one big Easter egger chicken, and we have a bunch of silkies and like bantam silkies. And then she also has, I want to say they're pronounced Saramas, and I guess they're like really tiny chickens. So she's going to have a little mini flock, and then she's going to have regular sized chickens. And she's going to sell those eggs too because they're valuable. All of those breeds are kind of like boutique chicken breeds. They're kind of hard to keep going. And gosh, I'll tell you what, it's so much easier to mow with this all-wheel drive or all-wheel steering tractor. That's nice. So we have a bunch of chickens. I will make some films, though. They are really cute. We're going to have more hatching. I'll try to get some film of them once they're born, because when they're peeps, oh my gosh. Like the little silkies, God, they look like little baby penguins. They are so cute. And then, they get bigger. They're not quite as cute, but they're still cute. They look like Big Bird. They have a lot of like fluffy feathers, and they just, even as like young chickens, they look really cute. So, yep. So there you go. We have the Chapmans are actually farming, and then my wife has, of course, her horses. She wants to breed the Dalmatian. We have 2 Dalmatians that she wants to breed. They're purebreds, so she wants to do some of that to generate income for our family, but also because it's fun. She loves animals and she loves doing that kind of stuff. So I think it's neat to see Moni like getting involved in that kind of stuff, and I'm proud of her because she really is working. It's funny, when she was in England, all she did was kind of like sit around and watch TV or play on her computer because there's really nothing to do, and it was like not a great neighborhood. But here, she's so alive. She's always out working. She's always out doing stuff, messing with her chickens, messing with her dogs, and it's just cool to see her like what a huge change in her life she's had, like to be able to actually live. And once again, just thank God for husbands. Thanks God. Thank God for America. No, it's because we're together, but it's also because she's here in the land of the free, and we're still free. We're still free. It may not seem like it, but we are still free, at least for now. And I'm proud to be an American. I am. Anyway, I hope you're proud, whatever country. And I know we got a lot of people from different countries watching these videos. I get people from Canada, Denmark, Sweden, Germany, England. We got people from all over the world. I hope you are proud of your country. even if we have bad histories and some things that we did weren't right, we live in great places now. And I'm thankful for where I live. And we should be. And we shouldn't be embarrassed to be proud of where we live. It's such a funny thing that people are so worried about it now. Like, oh my gosh, don't be proud of you. We're terrible. No, we're not. Yes, our ancestors did bad things. Pretty much everybody in history had ancestors that did. I mean, even when we weren't doing terrible things, the people that we were doing terrible things before that were doing terrible things to each other. So it's like everybody does bad things. We have as a human race in general, we have a rough history. All of us, not just one specific people, not just one specific country. All countries, all peoples have done horrible things to each other throughout time. So, love your country. Be proud of where you're from. I love going when I go to England. I love it because everybody's flying the Union Jack. All the businesses, there's British flags everywhere. When I go to Canada, people are flying the British flag all over, or the Canadian flag all over the place. They're super proud to be Canadian. And when I go through America, people have their American flags out. I love it. People should be proud of their countries. Now I'm going to get off my high horse. But anyway, so it's fun to be out there doing some chickens and stuff, and they're happy. They have cute little places to live. We bought some of these German. I like them. I don't love them. They're from a company called Omelette, and they make chicken coops. But I don't think the Europeans understand how dangerous raccoons are, because they're like, yeah, these are raccoon proof. No, they're not at all. They're not even in the least bit raccoon proof. They have sort of tight bars towards the bottom of the enclosure, but we lost a duck, and we've bought one back to replace him, but we lost a duck because the raccoon was able to get up to the netting, the fence, and he got his little paws through there and grabbed a hold of the duck and then pulled him through the bars and ate every piece of him. There was no duck left. He ate one of our mandarin ducks. So we got another one, but it was we learned from that right away, okay, first of all, we got to make sure the mandarins go to bed at night. So we trained them for 3 or 4 nights straight. My wife would go out there, 5 nights actually, with a net, and she would catch the mandarin ducks and put them in the igloo. It comes with a little igloo enclosure, and she would hand put the ducks in the igloo, and those ducks would hang on, we're gonna silage next, so yeah, we're just gonna sell these bales. So she would put them in the igloo, and after 5 days of putting them in the igloo, guess what? They just would go in there by themselves. So we would come down there, and they would see us coming, and they just go into the igloo, and we close the door, and they're safe for the night. But that taught us right away, oh my gosh, we really have to make sure that these ducks are in for the night. Now, the next thing that we are going to do, we are going to put an electric fence around the perimeter so that that we don't have to worry about it quite so much, because we're going to have chickens out there too. So once the chickens are grown, they're going to go outside. So they need to be safe too. So we're going to make sure that they are by putting some electric fencing around the perimeter, 20 feet or so of electric fence, and we'll chain off that area, and then the raccoons will not be able to get in to get them. But that was a pretty rough experience, because I came down to feed the ducks in the morning, and I was like, where's Jack? And there was just a poof of feathers and nothing left. And I'm like, oh my God, something ate Jack. And I don't think, like I said, the Germans are like, yes, this is totally raccoon safe. Yeah, your raccoons will not get eaten here. Yeah, that's wrong. They do. Actually, I don't even know what's wrong. I think omelet might be Dutch, like it's from the Netherlands, I think. But anyway, I'm just being silly. But yeah, like England, they don't. I know England for a fact doesn't have raccoons. I don't think that most of England has, or most of Europe has raccoons. I'm not sure about that, but I'm pretty sure they don't have them like we do. But the raccoons are super smart, and they will just get their paws right through there and catch animals. So yeah, you got to use I guess they call it hardware cloth, and that's what we're putting up right now. But we're also going to do the electric fencing. We're going to do both. Make sure they're doubly safe, because I don't want any more animals of my animals getting eaten, unless we're doing the eating. That was a bad joke. Eggs, anyone? Eggs Benedict. Okay, so we have gotten the field mowed very quickly. That took less than 20 minutes to mow the field. And now we're going to do the windrowing with our American-style windrower. Honestly, I probably should have gotten the European-style one. The big pinwheels. Because this is a little unruly to operate in the mountains. That's working fine. It's a little harder to judge where it's going to be when you come around the corners. I hear my cows mooing up on the hill. They smell the food. But it's good. This tractor seems to have enough horsepower for these tasks. I was a little worried because it doesn't have as much horsepower as the as our 5 or 6175, the New Holland. But it's still got 150, I believe, 148, something like that. So it's enough. Enough to do the job. The only thing that's really hard for this tractor is the baler, because the baler is big, and it is right at the horsepower rating. Shoot, I missed. No. No. I was going to make hamburgers tonight, and then I found that we had chicken that was like, that needed to be cooked. And I'm like, I'm just going to make the chicken, honey. And she's like, but you promised me hamburgers. I'm like, you really want hamburgers that bad? She's like, yeah. So she's really looking forward to having hamburgers. So I'll make some hamburgers. Buy a small bag of charcoal and do it on the grill. I haven't grilled much this year. My grill is falling apart. I bought a little $20 one from Walmart, but it's, you know, it's not very good. I want to get one of those wood pellet grills. Those look good. They feed, you just kind of set them and they set the temperature, but they still have that smoky smell, which is what I like. I don't like propane grills. I don't want to. It's not that I mind dealing with the propane. I just don't like the taste. Like, I feel like over burning wood, that's the way food tastes best. And maybe I'm silly for that, but that's just how I feel. So I got some good news on the brewery front. I've gotten all the bales collected, so we'll have another episode soon of that. And then also I've been working on Farmer's Dynasty, but it's taking so long. I'm a little frustrated with how long it's taking me to get Farmer's Dynasty caught up. Like, because I'm trying to get through the summer, and I'm still like in May. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I want to get to the county fair so I can sell all my produce. Because right now it's just in the basement, but I can't. Every time I skip a week, I lose out on a bunch of milk and eggs. So I wish the game would allow you to skip weeks and months. Like, once again, with the older version of the game, no, it's not really the version of the game, but with Farm Expert, which is where Farmer's Dynasty originally the engine came from, you could jump any amount of time during a month. So you could go into a month, let's say March, and you could just skip the entire month of March. But your cows and your chickens, they would consume food, but they would also yield you all the produce, and you didn't have to be there to collect it. So at the end of the month, they would just give you the produce for that month. But not so with Farmer's Dynasty. You have to hand do it every single day, and that sucks, really. I'm just going to cut straight through here. Instead of making wavy lines, it's easier to do not so curvy lines. There we go. And so another round continues on happens on our farm here in the mountains of Switzerland. And I need to go hunting again. We had an order come in for deer meat, so we need to get out there and get some deer. I might fly. I don't know. I'm thinking about where I want to go to do this. We could go to Spain. Like, I could fly down to Spain. That would be kind of a fun flight. I'd have to rent again. My airplane's too small to go that far, but I could see if the restaurant would rent us stuff. We could try to get some red deer. Though we could also go back to Hirschfelden. It's like a good place to go hunting, but we'll see. We still need a kind of large aircraft because I need to carry meat. We need meat. So the Cessna, that Cessna that we rented last time was great. What was it called? Not Citation. The Caravan. That was it. That was pretty cool. And pretty profitable. So if we get, I think they said 10,000 per deer, and they want 5 deer, so it'd be $50,000. So it'd be worth going. They got plenty of buffalo meat from our last hunt. Buffalo. I kind of missed some. Oops. Oh, well. Helper A has completed their task. Helper A? I didn't have a Helper A out. Did I? Was I Helper A? I was not aware that I was a helper, but that looks like a pretty straight line. So maybe it was. It's so pretty in the mountains. I love when we take off and go over the lake. It's so pretty. Airport's over to the right. So how's everybody doing? You guys enjoying the fall? It's funny, it's fall, but the weather sure doesn't feel like it. It's 80 degrees today. I'm just like, man, we've had like weeks of 80-degree weather. Not that I'm complaining, but it's going to be 54 tomorrow, and then I think it stays cool after that. It'll go back up again, though. We always have a couple warm weeks at the end of October, beginning of November. And then snow. So it's all over. The weather ends, the fun ends, no more money, and we're broke. But Farm Sim 22 is coming out. Hey, now, don't forget, guys, I'm just going to punch this again because we've actually been getting a lot of people because I think I'm saying this on my videos. In the description of this video, you will find a link to my Twitch channel. We have been streaming pretty much at least 3 nights a week, if not 4. It depends on my social calendar, too. But we've been doing Monday through Thursday. Usually between 8 and 9 we start, and we end between 10 and 11. So if you want to join us, we'd love to have you. Opportunities sometimes to play convoys and stuff like that. But also an opportunity just to hang out and talk to the guys. You guys have seen some of the videos where we talk to a bunch of different people, and those guys always are there to hang out. So we'd love to have you. We've picked up, I want to say, probably 30 or 40 new followers this week. So be sure to come on out and join the Twitch channel, and we'd love to see you there. And once again, that link is in the description for Twitch TV/VBlueGuitar. That's my Twitch moniker. Can't wait to see you. It's funny. Some people, we had a couple people, I think 2 this week, that were like, "Wait a minute, is this Arthur from YouTube?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh my gosh!" Like they came across just by accident. So I don't want that to happen. I'm going to start talking about that here and there just to let you guys remember. Hey, we're on Twitch. That's what we do. And I was off for a while, but we will be on. And yes, I will be covering Farm Sim 22. Hopefully pre-release. Once again, I haven't heard anything from them about pre-release stuff yet, but usually we don't hear it until a week before. But we should be getting, an advanced copy of the game. Once again, I usually get it about a week before it's released. Sometimes it's shorter than that. It just depends. But the last time they had an embargo, so we got it a week before it was released. But I wasn't allowed to release anything until like 4 days before it was released. Maybe we were allowed to stream it, stuff like that. So I went ahead and made some content for YouTube, and then came back and streamed it when we were allowed to stream it. And so I will hopefully once again have that advanced coverage for you guys. But I'm looking, like I said, it's looking very exciting. There's a lot of cool new equipment coming, and maybe we'll take a look at that before the next video in the series for our brewery series, because I think I got time today to do that. So they've been releasing cards every Friday with new vehicles on it, like what's coming, and there's just some really cool stuff coming. Some of it's like, but we do have some really neat specific tractors. Like I said, most of them seem to revolve around the orchard stuff. So we have Landini in the game now because Landini makes little orchard tractors. And I thought I saw a McCormick, but I could be wrong about that. But that would be also another orchard tractor. There was a New Holland that is propane powered as a little tractor. So there, we've got that, like the silver shiny blue power. It's blue silver, like I don't know how to explain that, but it's blue, but like with a silver undercoat, and it has its really shiny dark blue. That's coming. So neat stuff on the horizon for Farm Sim, and a lot of cool new equipment. So almost done on this side here. They don't grow grapes in Switzerland, do they? It's too cold. That would be Italy. Olives and grapes. Maybe we'll have an Italian map. The French map is going to be the one that you're going to want to do, like grapes and olives on, because that's really the best climate for growing those things. It's funny, we grow grapes in Ohio. I don't know. Ohio makes its own wine. Ohio makes its own beer. We have a lot of breweries in Ohio, but we do have a lot of vineyards too. It seems like it'd be pretty, I don't know, because it's so cold here during the winter. I don't know how they manage it, but they do. But there are a lot of vineyards. So I didn't realize Ohio's climate would be good for growing those things, but apparently it's not bad. So, like, I think of California when I think of vineyards, but I don't think it's considered very good wine in Ohio, but I don't think it's necessarily bad either, so who knew? I had to buy a new washer and dryer last week. My old dryer finally gave up the ghost and tried to catch on fire. And the kids are like, "Dad, it smells like smoke down here." And I went down there and I'm like, "Whoa, shut that off." I went through it. There really was nothing stuck or jammed in it, so I think it just, what happens, over time, I guess the thermostats wear out, and then they start to overheat because the thermostat's worn out. So it was doing that, and boy, it was trying to burn the house down. So we ended up getting a pair of Samsung washer and dryer, and they are huge. I cannot believe how big they are. Like, it holds way much more laundry than I had before. And they work really well. It's so nice to have a new dryer that actually dries clothes. I'm like, oh my gosh, the clothes are really dry when they come out. They're almost dry when they come out of the washer because the way it spins it off, it gets them very dry, whereas my washer and dryer were not quite so efficient. But they're also 10 years old or more. So, I don't know, it's nice having stuff that actually works. But boy, it was expensive. I'm just like, it never ends. Like, I just did all this construction on the house, and then I'm like having to replace things that I wasn't planning on replacing. But I did do the water heater. We put a tankless water heater in at the start of the project. My friend was like, "Hey, if we move this, we can make more room for just like storage and for your kids on the other side," because we put some bedrooms down the basement for the kids, because we're going to have six kids here, and they each needed their own room because they're bigger. Like, there are, my kids are, except for Matilda and John, they're all nearing teenager or are teenagers, and they need room. So we put some bedrooms down there, and it's so nice now. The kids are so excited about being down there. All right, let's clean this off. as well clean this while we're at it. It was like me today with my hose out back. I'm like cleaning off the duck pond. I was cleaning off the tank for my steam cleaner. I put that outside because it smelled really bad. And then I was like cleaning off the chicken feeder, like the chicken water. Like once you get the hose running, like just clean everything while we're there. My wife has texted me. That means I'm finishing up the episode, and she's probably going to want me to come pick her up. Let's see what she says. What did the wifey say? Oh, tornado watch. Yikes. That means the temperatures are going to drop. She may want me to come get her. She's probably scared. We have tornado watches all the time, but it's because tomorrow it's 80 today and it's going to be 50 tomorrow. So that temperature drop is it's going to spawn some tornadoes. It probably won't get any tornadoes, but we might. So hang on 1 second. I'm going to text her real quick and see if she wants me to come get her. I'll be back. She's not done yet. I said, "Do you want me to come get you?" She's like, "Not yet." I don't think we'll have a tornado, but yeah, you never know. Could be exciting. Maybe I won't have to go to that stupid wedding tomorrow. Did I say that out loud? I hate doing weddings. Well, and then my friend Jared's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, "You still got that Ronin?" I'm like, I hate you. Like, you guys have no idea. I freaking hate the Ronin. It is like slave labor. That thing is so freaking heavy. He's like, "You still got that?" I'm like, yeah, why? Could you take it with you? I guess. She's scared. Here she goes. It's not near us. Let's see. They haven't issued one for us, but it looks like it's heading our way. Let's see what this says. Yeah, it's north. It's in Castilia. Severe thunderstorm warning in Castilia Bay. She's scared. Poor Moni. She's never been around Ohio weather. Just because it says there's a tornado warning doesn't mean that there's going to be a tornado. We get them. It's a watch. It's not a warning. If it's a warning, that means that there may be one in progress. If there's a watch, it just means we get a watch. Once again, I love this baler. The fact that we don't have to like stop, it just automatically keeps the speed going where it needs to be to get it done. In the cockpit view, I don't know. I love the way the computer has a mower on it. Like on the screen, like, we're not mowing. Let's see, that's pretty far north. Oh wait, I'll slaughter. That's up by our friends Chris and Julie. Can Arthur drive and Windrow at the same time? Or Bale's in it. That's pretty far away. Doesn't mean that we're not going to get storms though. And they do move down from the north to the south, so could be nasty. I love seeing those trains go by. That's so cool. There's another one. That's the Arosa line. That was a fun one. I like that. That's a fun route. It's real pretty. Starts in the mountains, goes further up into the mountains. Look at all those bales. So there we go. I am all out of things to talk about. So ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call that an episode. I'm going to keep baling this. I'll get this all done if I can. If not, we'll do another episode with the baling and we'll collect them and sell them as we usually do. And we'll make some good money. Should get at least 24 bales, especially because this was fertilized. I would think we'll probably make $20,000 or $30,000 off of the harvest from this, so that'll be good. And then we'll go on a hunting trip. Hopefully by the time we get back, our crops will be done. And we'll be rolling in dough. So as it is, ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. Be sure to subscribe. Thumbs up always help. And once again, if you want to support the channel and you have an Amazon Prime account, all you have to do is throw us your Twitch Prime subscription. It's free for you, and it gives us $5 a month. So don't forget, Amazon Prime people, just look up how to do Twitch Prime, and you get one free subscription. Go to my V-Blue Guitar channel and throw it my way. And that gives us money without you having to actually spend any money. It's a nice little thing. All right, guys, have a great night, and we will see you next time on Farm Sim 19 until Farm Sim 22 comes out, which will be very soon. All right, bye, everyone.